Number one then, and number one now.
You're listening to Heffron and Reep.
Heffron and Reep.
Rated #1 podcast by the World Podcasting Federation and the Podcast Ranking Association. No, for reals. It says it right here.
Lock it in and rip the knob off. You're tuned in to the #1 show on the planet. The Heffron and Reep Show. Go to heffronandreep.com for tour dates and great links. Hey, did you get that? It's heffronandreep.com. Go there now.
Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to another awesome, exciting episode of Heffron and Reep. I am John Reep, sitting here. And you know what's sad is John Heffron's not here. He's actually on the road in Canada, making cash, touring the Just for Laughs tour with some other people. So we're going to miss him. Sorry, ladies. No Heffron, no nasally, hilarious Heffron this time. But that's okay because we sitting here. She's back again.
Back
the
again.
Beautiful Rachel Butera. Hey, Rachel.
Thank you. Hello.
How you
are
been?
You? I'm good.
And of course, our new guy here, the reason why we are a network of one, Mr. Mike Casentini. How's it going, buddy?
Doing well, thank you.
Yes. So we're actually sitting in your studio.
Yes, we are.
Doing this in your awesome building here in
Koreatown.
That's
Cape
right.
Town, yo.
And so several things I want to talk about today. First of all, Halloween. What'd you do? Did you have a good time?
Mm-hmm.
Number two, jury duty. I just had to go do jury duty.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the first time. I've tried to avoid it for so long, but they got me.
Did you hang them?
Well,
hang 'em.
We'll get to it. Yeah, it's easy.
That's what they do where you
Yeah,
come from,
hang
right?
'em, get a rope.
Prime.
But then also, I want to talk about, because Rachel, you were sitting in with me one time, and my buddy Zach Selwyn was on, and we played my song, Moves Like Haggard.
Yep.
It's the spoof of Moves Like Jagger.
Yep.
And I don't know, you probably weren't watching the CMAs Thursday night.
I was
I'm
not.
sure you don't love country music.
I love old country music.
Yeah,
I don't
you like the
like
old
new
school
stuff.
So, Brad Paisley and Carrie Underwood opened the show, the CMA Awards, singing Moves Like Haggard.
What did you do when you heard that?
Well, I was in the air landing in Atlanta, but they had Wi-Fi. So I was checking my Facebook and stuff. Everyone was going like, dude, Brad Paisley just ripped you off. I don't know how many times I saw the word rip off on a thread. I'm going, what?
Unbelievable.
And in my mind, I'm thinking, cha-ching.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm flattered at the same time.
Right.
So I didn't really get to see the video of it till later on. I ran to the hotel room, looked it up, and sure enough, they my song, and we'll play it if you want to give a. I'll tell you what, we'll play it real quick. If the audience can get a little fresher, not the whole song, but just a little bit of it, and then you can see what I'm talking about.
She eats Snickers bars and drinks Busch Light from a jar, 'cause she feels like wasting away a whole nother day. My God, what does she weigh? The highway patrol calls her a redneck, got caught dipping skull where she's pregnant. She walks with a limp, her gut is a blimp, her mouth tastes like shit. And it goes like this. Take her by the gut, she'll blow you. Call her a slut, she'll show you all the moves like Haggard. She's got moves like Haggard. She's got moves. She's had so many kids that she's prone to ignore your phone calls and disown you, yeah, with them moves like Haggard. She's got moves like Haggard. She's got moves.
See, there you go. That's a great song. Don't you love that?
Yeah.
And so they came out, and their version, a little different. They were basically mocking all the weird things that happened to country music artists that year. So like Randy Travis, you know.
Lovely. I loved what he did.
Do you remember what he did?
Oh, yeah, he was butt naked.
Yeah.
And,
butt naked, went into a store trying
Yeah.
to buy cigarettes in a Trans Am.
and he was all beat up, too. How did he get all beat
Yeah,
up?
got a fight. That's not the Randy Travis I know,
No.
but I love that.
I totally love it.
I think he grew a mustache. He's like the evil Randy Travis. But so anyway, their song was basically sort of mocking all the things that happened to those. It was like a roast of Randy and other people.
Right.
But what did remain the same, you'll see. I'll just play it. You guys can.
Do you think Randy Travis was trying to play Burt Reynolds?
I think he was? Yeah, he was definitely.
He was the bandit.
Yeah. So here, we'll just play a little snippet of what they did, and that way you can hear what I'm talking about.
Gaga and Bieber, they're all the rage.
But they ain't the first ones to throw up on stage. They got the moves like Haggard. They got the moves like Haggard. They got the... Trans Am, buzzed as can be, naked as a jaybird lying in the street. He's got the moves like Haggard. He's got the moves like Haggard. He's got the...
Boom.
Nice.
See? Look at that.
Unbelievable.
How close is that? Moves like Haggard. I wrote that, okay? Zach and I, we sat down, we wrote this song, Moves Like Haggard, and then now they came out. Theirs is different, but they actually did say Moves Like Haggard, and they also slowed it down to make it more of a country song, which is what we did.
Sure.
Now, your mom, Mike,
Right.
is a...
IP lawyer,
That's right.
intellectual property
Should
lawyer.
I get her on the
Wow.
horn?
Yeah, we should make that call. I mean, it sounds like you got a pretty decent case. I'm like counting 5 things that
Right.
I feel like if you take it down and look, I think what we should do is put yours side by side, do one of them split screens,
Right.
and make like a new video where you're side by side with these
Nice.
things.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll write a new version, call it Moves Like Paisley, and then just spoof that.
That'd be
No,
hilarious.
take Prince's Paisley Park. Doesn't he have a song Paisley Park or an album Paisley Park? You can do something with
Does
that.
he? Probably.
Yeah.
We'll look up what rhymes with Paisley. Find out. Get back to us. But yeah, so I did contact. I have an entertainment lawyer, so I contacted him, and then he said, "Yeah, you might have something here." And then so he passed me on to like this copyright litigator dude. So I'm waiting to hear back from him to see what's going to happen. Here's what's weird. Okay, to me. It's already a spoof. Like I didn't get Maroon 5's permission to
Right.
write a song Moves Like Haggard.
Right.
So I don't know. Is that even legal?
Oh
for
no,
me
that
to-
is.
Spoofs
Yeah,
are
when you do
legal,
a
right?
parody of something, there's actual law called parody law, and
No kidding.
yeah, and so the entertainment industry, has been creating laws that they live by, and that those are actual laws that deal with the property that you create, right? So there's a parody, and that's basically what SNL gets away with all the time,
Yeah.
even when they use like a CNN logo treatment. Well, as long as it's a product of a parody, they can use those assets without getting permission.
But
Right.
their version was also a parody. Does that cover them? Now they covered on that because it was
no,
also
if
a
they're
parody.
if they're parodying your song,
You can't parody a parody, or can
Well,
you?
You can.
I think that the real question is,
Like if I were to rip off "Just Eat It"
right?
instead of "Just Beat It," could Weird Al Yankovic
Just
sue
feed
me?
it. If you did just feed it,
Just feed it.
and you're talking about it like a baby.
Yeah, whatever. Well, I mean, because the title's the same.
Right.
Mine is Moves Like Haggard, and theirs is Moves Like
I
Haggard.
think it's the fact that it's that line. It's the same line that moves like Haggard line, right?
Yeah.
They've leveraged that line,
Right.
Right. I think there is where the connection to the thing, but it also becomes an issue of like compensation and money and who's has it been used for
damages as well.
Yeah.
That's what my lawyer told me. Is like you have to sort of show that you've been damaged in some way.
Right.
And it's not like this is a song that they wrote that they're going to put on iTunes or put on albums and sell. It's
Right.
a one-off thing they did as a little joke on the CMAs.
Right.
So all you can really do is do a cease and desist that they can't re-air that
Without compensating you.
without compensating me, or I could show damages, and the damages would be, well, what is that? It could be because I'm in the hole. I paid money to have this produced,
Right.
And I put it on iTunes, I had it on YouTube. I haven't made any money back. I'm still in the hole. I haven't
Right.
made money off. I've lost money from doing this song. So that's one damage. Damage number 2, I'm a comedian. And we're not supposed to rip off other people. So now that they're more famous than me and more people have seen that song on the CMAs,
Yours looks like a copycat.
I'm going to look like I'm ripping them off, which
Right.
could damage my career, my reputation. There's your damage.
Right? No, I can
But
buy
what's
that.
worth? What's that
Yeah.
price tag worth?
I think a new home.
Yeah, somewhere in the mills.
Yeah, I mean, to me,
Nah, I
to
don't know.
what I don't like about it is that it's probably clear because of the nature of the type of comedy and you've got a pretty, we were talking about this earlier. A lot of people, that are in that North Carolina belt stream there come out and see your show. They're country music listeners and stuff like that. That's pretty much your market. They could have contacted you very easily and said, "Hey, do you mind if we do this stuff?" And I just hate the fact that they didn't even do that. There's no consideration for because it's clear that somebody showed it to somebody.
There was something shady in the fact that we shot this in Nashville. The video that we have that we shot that's on YouTube was done in Nashville. Okay, that's where all these country music artists live. So we were there doing comedy we did 6 shows in Nashville, and every night we sang that song in front of packed houses. So it's shady to me that now this guy from Nashville, CMAs, has a song, Move Like Haggard, and I got one, Move Like
Is
Haggard.
the only line that they use Moves Like Haggard?
Yes. And they didn't do a whole song. They did like maybe a chorus or 2. I can't. We'll play it again. We're obviously doing this in post, so for you listening at home, check it out. Tell me what you think. I think it's like maybe like 2 verses and then the chorus, but it was horrible. It wasn't even that good. The guitar, you could barely hear his guitar. And
they could have invited you to do your song on their show. You could have capitalized on being now on a show that you're guaranteed 25 million plus people are going to be watching. I mean, that could have been bread and butter for you. If at the end of the day you want to get a parody, low blow, kind of. I mean, it was beyond a parody. It was a roast, like you said.
Yeah.
I mean, if you wanted to get some roast masters, get some comedians up in there.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't done well. Our song it's not about Merle Haggard, and it's not about any other country music artist. It's about a chick who looks like Merle Haggard in a dress. So we're not even making fun of Merle Haggard. I mean, his song was.
But you could have easily have done exactly what they were asking for, because they're still somebody knew who was going to be seated somewhere, because I'm sure they camera 2, camera 3, let's get him in frame, camera 4, let's bring it.
And it is easy also. I mean, I want to say it's not it's not out of the realm of possibility that we had the parallel thought. Like, I mean, it's an easy jump to make. Jagger Haggard, especially if you're in the country mind frame, all right? Because I thought of it, I'm sure there is a chance that this guy just thought of it and didn't even bother to look online to see if there was another song and just did his own version. Now, that's a possibility. Look, at the end of the day, I don't think I'm going to get any kind of compensation for this. I would like a nice little, I like to raise enough flames just to make some waves. So they have to go like, okay, here, we'll mention you, on our Twitter feed or our Facebook page, which is, maybe 1 million fans that they have.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get, a part of that. Like, or even just, just a mention in something.
I love the fact that they can redirect people towards your feed. You know what I mean? Like towards your show, your episode, just to be like, oh, look, we did one over here. Here's another example. Blah, blah, blah.
Exactly. So who knows what's going to happen, but I'll definitely keep you guys informed.
Moving on.
We haven't been together in a while. What did you do for Halloween, Rachel? Where were you at?
I went to the Day of the Dead celebration at Hollywood Forever Cemetery.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah,
I've heard that.
I saw that. We drove through. There was a madhouse. There was
madhouse. Yeah.
People were all dressed with the white.
Yeah, I did the white. I went there, and we could not find parking. My friend and I went. We were in separate cars. I just wound up parking like many miles away, and then she just took me and dropped me off. You couldn't walk through. I mean, there's 1 million people. They put all the food in one place so that like 8 million people were all in one place, and they put it right next to the Porta Johns, so it smelled like shit. So like you're eating pupusas and you're smelling shit. Papusa sounds like such a dirty word. I've never even heard that word till I moved here.
I don't even know what that is. What is a pupusa?
Yeah, exactly.
Seriously, I don't know what it is.
It's like this Mexican like flat corn flour thing. It's delicious.
Have you heard of it?
Cheese and pork, whatever.
Like a quesadilla.
It's like a Pop Pocket, but Mexican stuff.
Yeah, but it's like puff.
But it's good.
Really, you should have one if you just.
Well, it's weird that you put a pupusa right next to the place where you go a papu.
A papu, yeah, right. But it was amazing. The graves were amazing, and they built these altars, these awesome looking altars, because they have a competition, and it was something to see.
Nice.
But I waited and waited to get my face painted online, and the lines were so long, I just went home and did it myself. And it came out really good. And then I went to a party over on San Fernando that was rocking.
Really?
It was like I walked in.
Was this Halloween night?
No, it was the Wednesday. No, it was Saturday. Saturday before Halloween.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But I walked in and I was like, Less Than Zero. You know that movie, like the parties are outrageous.
Yeah.
Like there's no parties like that in New Jersey. I walked into this party, I was like, holy shit, this is like an LA movie party.
Nice.
It's like 1 million people. There was a Misfits cover band. Everybody's in costume and free booze. It was great.
Wow.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was a good Halloween.
Now, you were dressed as what?
I was a Day of the Dead
Day of the
girl.
Dead.
I had like the big rose in my hair. I had Mexican type clothing on and white tribal makeup and
Nice.
stuff. Yeah, it was fun. It was really
Did
good.
you? Did you get hammered? What happened? Anything good? Exciting?
No. We just danced a little bit and stayed out till 2:30. And
Who's we? Who'd you go with?
Girlfriend, guy friend, and another girlfriend.
Was that your first time ever being to that cemetery?
Oh no, I go to see the movies there when they have them there.
Have you been
I've
to
been
this?
meaning to go.
It's
no, I want
awesome.
to. I want to. Where is it again exactly?
It's right on
Santa Monica.
by,
It's right over around the corner. It's close to the Paramount.
And they show like movies outdoors.
Yeah.
On a
And
what? They just have a big screen.
Yeah.
It's
On a
it's
wall.
against the side of a
Yeah,
building.
it's on the wall of the
one
building.
of the mausoleum.
And
or
you just
something.
lay like in the grass.
People bring blow up tables and they bring full blown picnics, drinks, anything, and it like the lawn is just covered with thousands of people.
But you're not laying next to a tombstone.
Yes.
Or are
Yeah,
you?
you are.
So you're actually laying on top of a dead body.
No, the grass,
By-
the big lawn
yeah,
where
the
they
big
do
lawn.
it is not covered in tombstones. But
On the borders of it.
if you go,
Oh, okay.
if you go all the way to the back, you turn
What a
around.
jip.
There's like one behind you. No, it's fantastic. It's my favorite thing to do in
Very
LA.
popular.
Yeah.
Very, very
It's very
popular.
popular with the kids.
Probably dig that too, being in the funeral business. and all that she was.
Next year when because they're done now for the
Yeah.
for winter. It's 90 degrees today.
Thank
Next
you.
year when they do it, we should get a big group to go. It's
What
really
movies
fun.
do they play there? I mean, on Halloween they play
Classics.
All kinds. I saw when I first moved here, I saw Rebel Without a Cause there,
Yeah.
and I live by the observatory. I'd never seen it before, so that was really cool.
a lot of old classics.
Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Yeah, they showed Sunset Boulevard this year, and
So it's like a drive-in.
Dawn of the Dead. Yeah,
It's a drive-in,
But
but it's
you-
a walk-in.
you walk
It's a
in.
walk-in.
Yeah.
It's a walk
A
off.
Walking Dead.
Yeah.
It's great though. Super.
It was really interesting actually. We were driving to something we were doing and a lot of really attractive people were there and all dressed up with it was like spooky, like they're sexy and then it was spooky at the same time.
Yeah,
it
there
was
were
really
hot girls with their boobs hanging out, in
Yeah.
like tiny little outfits, but then this skull
scary.
makeup
Yeah.
was hot.
What
Yeah.
movie did you go see?
I didn't actually see a movie. I was just in transition in the car driving through
Oh.
it.
He's
and
talking
it
about
was
the Day of the Dead.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
right.
basically just a madhouse. I mean, it was stop and go traffic.
Yeah, it
I
was
made a
nuts.
wong right turn, and I was like, "Oh, I'm going to be here
Yeah.
for
Stuck
a
in it.
while."
It was
What
crazy.
did you do for Halloween?
I basically stole candy from kids. Yeah.
This year Halloween fell on the weekend.
You mean
know that
stole
song?
candy from kids?
No, I'm teasing.
Do you know that song though?
I do.
Ghetto Boys.
Ghetto Boys, yeah.
Okay. You don't know.
I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was a classic song.
But so what do you mean you didn't really start?
No. I basically, I was working, man. I was really busy working, so I don't really have a fun story. But I did actually, in my building, there were some people who put the candy outside their door and just sort of left it there. So I
Yeah.
went and just took that and
Yeah.
felt like I had
Nice.
candy.
What do you like? What's your fondest like Halloween memory? as a
Oh,
kid?
my mom was unbelievable when I was a kid in Halloween. My mom, single parent, and she would make the costumes for
Mine too.
you
That's
know what I mean?
awesome, isn't it?
So I went one year. I went as a legitimate Ewok. I was Wicket, the Wicket Ewok.
How old were you when this happened?
Maybe about 8,
Okay,
9.
so you're tiny.
Yeah, I was a little guy.
Yeah.
And I was lanky. I was a lanky little guy. But I was that. Then my mom made 2 of the same outfits so that there could be like, her and me or whatever. I don't know. But I was a gremlin. The white nice
great.
gremlin, not
Yeah.
the scary green gremlin, but
Okay. The Mogwai.
Gizmo.
yeah, that
Oh, that's
guy.
a good one.
Yeah.
That's good.
But we used to live in a Victorian mansion in upstate New York for about 8 years of my
Perfect
life or
for
so.
Halloween.
And this was a freaking haunted house. I'll show you pictures of it before you guys go. But this was a 200-year-old Victorian mansion in Wappingers Falls, New York.
An apartment?
No, it was
You had the whole
It was a
mansion to yourself.
3-story mansion that we
Nice.
had to ourselves, but we only occupied 1 floor, and it was haunted. It was scary and haunted.
Really?
And people would come up, and we would do all sorts of crazy fun stuff. So, I've had excellent experiences.
Did you ever see a ghost, or you hear random crazy things?
I'm
go
not.
bump in the night?
I'm not against believing that stuff exists in some weird
Right.
paranormal way. I mean, I
Yeah,
don't.
you can't prove it either way.
It's not Casper, but it's definitely something moved.
Oh man, really?
Oh, we had a
Seen it or heard it?
the house was so old that it accommodated for the time. So if you think a 200-year-old house, a lot of servants' quarters, a lot of dumbwaiters, a lot of different things inside
That's just
the
mean,
house.
though.
but when you
I didn't know what that dumbwaiter was for a long time.
Exactly.
My wife had to tell me, no,
Yeah.
that's not.
Yeah.
It's a place. It's a thing.
yeah,
Right? What is it? What is it?
It's basically an elevator.
Right.
For food.
for food and stuff.
Why do they call that a dumb waiter?
Because it's-
that seems smart to me. That's
Yeah.
a smart thing.
It is totally smart.
It's better than the dumb waiter.
You just can't ask it questions and expect answers.
It's not like Siri.
Yeah, but we had a servants' quarters on the 3rd floor that had a bell that was like where you can ring it, and it would go bring bring. Bring, bring, bring.
Oh, right.
Bring, bring. To let them know, hey, it's time to get into business. It's service time. And you sometimes would be downstairs because the 3rd floor, nobody went up there. There wasn't anybody up there. But sometimes you would hear, bring, 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 bring. And it'd be like, and what was shitty was that my mom actually built me a room on the 2nd floor. It was the only room on the 2nd floor that we can occupy because the rest of the rooms were being renovated and they were torn up. And I was like, why are you guys moving me so far away from the rest of the family? I mean, I'm already scared living in this house. You're isolating me now on the 2nd floor? What the hell is your problem, people?
So no one was living on the 3rd floor.
Nobody was living on the 3rd floor, but I was etching my way up closer to that. So it was always like nice little windstorm and briggy, briggy, briggy. That one tree branch that's hitting the windows.
Yeah.
Get me out of here.
Like,
love it.
what was it? I'm thinking of the movie with the kid that with a tree came into the
Poltergeist.
Poltergeist.
I hate
When I was a kid, that was the scariest thing ever.
Yeah. That
is
Just
a
laying in
scary
bed,
movie.
staring at that clown, right? And then like you just look at it, and then that
1,000, 1,000.
and then that tree was the scariest looking tree I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Reached in there and grabbed it. Remember when his braces were like
Yeah.
his braces were wrapped around his head? I took a tangent.
Yeah, I'm
But
afraid of oak
that
trees.
house.
I'm
In my
afraid of
mind,
oak
the way
trees.
that you described that house, I'm thinking of like just like a big like Amityville horror.
Amityville Horror.
Kinda is.
Yeah. Did
Kinda
you have
is.
that one crazy window that was like?
That's a great horror movie.
The house had been manipulated over the years by having reconstruction or new additions added on. So you see this house that at one point was very Victorian, but then all of a sudden you're like, that's kind of 1970s modern day addition right there. What the heck? It's kind of like that. Remember in the movie Beetlejuice when they
Yeah.
started to cut the house all up and stuff?
They had
They're
that
like,
weird outside part.
right. It's kind of like, why is that there? Because that's not traditional
Makes
for the
sense.
time.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So you didn't. So my fondest memory. Well, I don't know if it's fondest memory. It's one that stands out. We used to have this fall festival, like at this elementary school that I went to, and you just go up there, you play games. You play the little the chair game where everybody goes a pie. What do you call it? A cakewalk,
Right.
or whatever. And then have hay rides and all that stuff. And I just wanted. Just one year, I told my dad, I want to be a devil. I just want to be a devil. He's like, and my parents are religious. Right? They're like, I don't know. Come on now. Hey, think of something else. I was like, no, I just want to be there. All right, I'll make it. I wanted him to go and like buy a costume somewhere. Like every other kid, you just go to like Kmart and you get the 2-cent costume with the stupid paper, with the little plastic mask, with the little hole in the mouth and all that stuff. I just wanted something simple. I just want to be a devil, right? He says, no, I'll make you a costume. So he takes, and I had these white long johns, thermal underwear, and he bought some red dye.
Oh, yeah.
And he was gonna just dye it red, and then he made like these horns out of a wire hanger and paper mache. Like he actually put some time in this.
I love this.
But then it didn't turn red; it was pink.
Pink, yeah.
So I went to the fall festival as a pink
devil.
Susan Komen.
a gay devil,
Pure.
a salmon
Gay
Satan,
devil.
a salmon Satan.
I love that though. My parents made all my costumes because I was like a fat little kid that couldn't fit into the plastic bag costumes they sold in the stores. No, it's true. And so they had to make all my costumes, but it turned out they were great. But then they would make their own too. So one year my mother went as an asshole.
Nice.
Try and imagine this: a grown woman in an asshole costume.
Wait, what is that? Let's guess. Don't say it. I'm gonna guess what it is first. Wow, how do you make that?
Yeah, exactly.
Make that? Is it made out of cardboard?
No, we were sitting. The family was sitting around joking, and somebody said like, my mother was complaining, and people use me, and I gotta take care of everybody, and they take advantage of me. I'm an asshole. I should go as an asshole for Halloween. And then we were like, you should. She's like, ooh, how could I do it? They got cloth. I don't know. They got like a pink colored cloth, and they stuffed it with cotton and material. They sewed it together. They made like the butt cheeks, and they painted a brown asshole on it. Turned it into a bodysuit. She wore pink stockings, slipped it over her, and she was a gigantic asshole for Halloween. And my father went as Dr. Butthole, the proctologist.
Of course.
So he had the glove, and his finger was all brown,
hilarious.
and it was the greatest.
So he just walked around all night, just
Dr. Butthole. He was
poking your mom with his finger.
Yeah, and I have a picture of her smoking a cigarette in a giant asshole costume. It's so great. It's the best thing, yeah.
Oh, what were kids saying? Like, what is that?
No. We used to have family parties. Like my family's a huge Halloween family,
Yeah.
so my aunt would go crazy decorating her old house, like 1930s house, in Bloomfield, New Jersey, and the whole family would come over and have parties, bring their boyfriends, girlfriends.
Yeah.
And
So it was like kids running around. Some
teenage kids,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like us,
Yeah, yeah.
family. It was just, we loved it. It was hysterical.
That's funny.
Yeah, so that was a good memory.
I was a balloon theme artist for a little while. Have you ever heard of that?
Yeah.
I used to do
Well,
like
you'd make, like, things out
sculptures
of
and
balloons.
arches
Yeah.
and different things of
Oh,
that
yeah,
nature.
Are you
that's
serious?
cool.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love
I never know when you're
balloons. I have
joking.
a
No,
balloon
I'm
fetish.
serious. I'm serious. So I made like big Frankensteins and different things
Yeah.
with, you just size the balloons and make these shapes. And my mom goes out and gets a liquid nitrogen tank.
Wow.
So we can have like that smoky
Smoky.
Yeah.
ice effect,
Yeah.
like all day long
Yeah.
for the kids, and with the spooky stuff and the tripwire weirdness, like you trip a wire and it's like, oh, it is amazing.
Love
and my
it.
grandfather started the trend. My grandfather used to, before he passed, he used to do the Halloween, and he would dress up like as a scare. I mean, he would. I was frightened of him in this moment, but he was an old smoker, so he liked being outside just to smoke cigs. But he had the mask on with the big nose and everything, and he would just sit out there. And his grandpa, you literally thought he was dead.
Yeah.
Like every time you thought he was dead, but he wasn't dead. He wasn't dead.
Yeah.
And he would scare the pants
the
off
kids,
you.
yeah.
I mean, it was, and that was back in the day when you could, if because the communities were so connected that you can actually, interact in that way that slightly is on the edge of inappropriate.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
today you try to spook a little kid that ain't your kid, someone's getting
Sued.
smacked.
I
Yeah.
know.
They freak out.
Yeah.
Amber
It's like,
alert.
I'm only here for candy. I'm not here for
Yeah.
your fun and games.
yeah. Right. That's
Yeah,
funny.
I'm not actually here for any tricks.
Yeah.
One year I wanted to be. My dad had this sword that he had stolen from high school when he was a kid.
Stolen.
Yeah, it was a sword for like the theater department.
Nice.
Right? And he kept it in this like this little, I don't know what you call it, like this like big milk jug, just like a keg for milk, like a big thing that was just painted red. It was by our door. He put umbrellas in it, a BB gun, and then they had this sword right by the door. And I was like, where did you get the sword? He told me the story that he stole it from the theater department when he was a kid, and he just wanted to keep it, so it was by the door. So I was like, I want to be a pirate. I want to take your sword, right? And he goes, he's like,
Real metal sword?
it was a real sword.
Okay.
Yeah, it was sharp. and
Dangerous
everything.
as shit?
Full
Yes.
metal sword.
Yeah, exactly.
This is my sword.
Yeah.
Men didn't like it, but
But
this one is mine.
And so I'm like, I want to be a pirate and take the sword. He's like, you can be a pirate, but I'm not giving you the sword. There's no way. And I bugged him for months, for weeks or whatever. So finally he's like, okay. So he doled the blade down. He took this stone and just doled it down really, really to where it was just like a butter knife almost. Still, as a kid, a large butter knife
Yes.
can do some damage.
Yeah.
And so, I guess I'm like maybe 6th grade at this point. And go to my buddy Eric Trivett's house. And we're playing out in the front yard, getting ready to go trick-or-treating or whatever, or mess with houses, and we're playing this game. I'm standing on top of this like electric box that they have outside of houses that are just green. And I'm standing on top of that thing going... and pretending to be a pirate where I'm conquering some ship. And he goes, draw your mighty sword, John. And I'm like, I cannot. My father has forbid it. Like he told me, he's like, you are not allowed to draw the sword no matter what, even though he dulled it down. And I felt like such a puss because I had the sword.
But you followed through with it.
I couldn't pull it. I did like maybe just a little bit.
You unsheathed
just to
it
show him,
slightly.
just so he could see that it was a blade
Yeah,
in there,
yeah,
and
yeah.
not just a handle glued to a holder. You know?
Don't mess with me,
Well, this
pal.
was back before Halloween was big business, and they have these stores that pop up everywhere. I mean, you can get
Yeah,
like
you can
plastic
get, like,
swords and all that crap
with the
everywhere.
blades that just crush down.
I
and all that
shudder
stuff.
to think of the children in China and Korea and everywhere in the world making the shit that they put in these Halloween stores every year, like
Yeah.
the crappy little plastic nothing
Yeah.
pieces of crap that like children are
everywhere.
making all over the world
I
for
know.
us, so
I
that
know.
we can go to WeHo and like wield our crap down the street. It's
I did
horrible.
that once, that WeHo parade.
I never did that yet.
I've done it. Yeah, it's an
It's a
interesting. Yeah,
madhouse.
it is out of control.
We lost a guy. We don't know where he is.
You still haven't found him
yeah,
yet.
we don't know. My buddy Rick's gone.
Was he gay?
He is now.
yeah.
I'm assuming he never came back to the valley, so I don't know. No, it was like the four of us. We just went. We had to check it out, you know. Well, this year though, I decided to be. I almost was going to be Sugar Bear from Honey Boo Boo
Oh
Child,
yeah,
Nice.
perfect.
the dad, you know, and I was just going to get like. Take sunglasses and then like paint my face red around them and then remove the sunglasses off so it looks like I got the sunburnt with the glasses
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
Like
Nice.
the NASCAR fans have
Yeah.
that, you know,
Right.
the big red nose, and then put dip in my mouth. And then just wear a shirt that says, you know, Father Honey Boo Boo or something, because you're not really gonna know. And then I was just going. I don't know if you watched that show, but he talked like, yeah. So her real name is Lana or Alana, but he just says Lana. He's like, yeah, I think Alana, I think she could win Miss America one day. I really think she can. All his words just mumbled into one long string. So I was gonna be that. My wife goes, "You're always some redneck." For Halloween, don't you want to be something different than what you kind of are anyway?
That's
I was
hilarious.
like, yeah, but then I can sell it better because I already have the accent. So like one year I was Kenny Powers from Eastbound and
Oh,
Down.
my favorite.
That was a good one.
I love it.
Had the black
Mullet.
mullet wig.
Listen here, you beautiful bitch. I'm about to fuck you up with some truth. I love everything that comes
guy.
out of his mouth.
I know I
Yeah.
missed that show.
I'm kissing on your pussy. Like, it's just it's amazing.
It was a great show.
Yeah.
It really was. And then another year I was what was I? Well, this year I decided to be something different. I was Steve Martin from 1979.
Sweet.
Did
So
you do
what-
the arrow or did you do the ears?
Did you do
Ears.
You did the
I
ears.
did the bunny ears. I had the white suit with the black tie. I walked around just pointing the whole time, you know. Although that was a sketch. I'm a wild and
Wild and
crazy
crazy guy, yeah.
But that's people know that.
Did you have
for
the
some reason
banjo?
better than
The
anything
fake
else?
banjo?
No, I didn't have the banjo. And my wife was actually Billy Kent from Boardwalk Empire.
Who just got, did everybody see
Yeah.
it?
Spoiler alert. Go ahead. Now you can
Who
say
just
it.
got blown to bits.
Yes.
Bye bye, Billy.
That was sad. I
Yeah,
kind
it
of liked
was.
her.
But
She
thank
got
God-
naked a lot.
Yeah, she did.
I'm gonna
Did she
miss
show
that.
her tits though? I
Yeah.
don't-
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No, I miss Paz de la Huerta's tits and her weird way of being.
Which one is
and her
that?
Bush. The Nucky, you have to take care
Oh,
of me,
yeah. Then she got
Daddy.
pregnant.
Yeah, her.
Yeah, yeah.
I miss her. I loved
Yeah,
her.
she was.
Did you see the mom that
Killed Jimmy?
that owns the brothel?
Oh, she's so hot.
Did you see her naked?
Gretchen
Oh,
Mol?
yeah.
Yeah,
Did you
lots.
see those nipples?
Oh, what
yeah.
is with that? Is
I'm
that
talking,
real? Those
like-
are beyond pencil erasers.
Well, I know.
Beyond.
It's like half
Yeah.
the pencil.
I mean, I was just
is the eraser.
mesmerized. I was like, "What? That can't?
I
Is
kept
that
saying,
real?"
like,
Yeah.
But she's
That- I
got
guess
no
that happens
areola
sometimes.
even. She's
Yeah,
just, she's
no, it's just nips.
all nip. It was like
It was the weirdest thing.
It was the weirdest thing.
I was like,
right?
But she's got
it.
a really nice body. Though.
She's you know, I never thought much of Gretchen Mol. Like she's like
Is that her
okay
name?
attractive. Yeah, Gretchen Mol. So I'm like, she's okay attractive. And then once I saw her in Boardwalk Empire, I'm like, wow, she's really pretty. And then I just saw like her on some red carpet somewhere. She's exquisite looking.
Yeah,
she
yeah.
really,
Oh,
really
she's hot,
is.
yeah.
Beautiful.
But
and
she
good
looks-
actress,
she
too.
looks that part. I mean, she's
totally
like
does.
perfect
Little
for
porcelain,
right.
round face.
that hair,
and, yeah,
the way
everything.
to work it, and everything.
Yeah, she's perfect.
And now she's a fucking murderer.
she's
Yeah.
a total murderer.
Yeah.
Killed that dude.
And then it's
Bathtub.
like, you know,
This is
was
what did she
awesome.
say in this episode? He was like, you know, were you running a whorehouse? And she's like, this is a what does she call it? A bath retreat or
No,
something?
this is a health spa.
This is
Yeah.
a health
Yeah,
spa.
like,
I love
yeah,
that.
yeah. and they're playing Zumba in the other room.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Boardwalk Empire.
Great
That's a
show.
good one. I'm addicted to that one. I'm addicted to Homeland.
I haven't seen it yet because
Yeah.
Claire Danes makes me nuts.
I don't know why you don't like
gotta
I don't
watch
know why
it.
I don't
you have to
either.
watch it. It's
Claire
really
Danes, she's-
reasonable.
Everybody's telling
She makes
me this.
the best cry face
Oh yeah.
of anyone.
Or
in the
or
business.
totally. Well, you know what I liked her was the temple. Where she won the award. She was playing the.
Oh, Temple Grandin.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
That was a great
That was-
movie
yeah.
too. That was a great
That
movie.
right there. If you don't think she's a good actress, watch that movie.
Yeah.
All right, I got to give her another shot.
Because it's like that. What movie was it where they said you can't go full retard?
Right.
You only go half retard.
That's-
What movie is that?
the Tropic
go
Thunder.
full
Tropic
retard.
Thunder.
Yeah.
Right. Well, you know, let's
Never
see.
go full
Tom
retard,
Hanks.
man.
Tom Hanks, every
You got,
time.
and then you
Yeah.
got what was the other one who went half retard?
Sean Penn.
Sean Penn,
Sean Penn.
every time.
Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah.
Half retard. You can't go full retard. And then that's what she did in this. She
Go
went
full
half
retard.
retard. And it was really good. She did really good. But she just had her character had like autism. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah, autism.
Oh,
and
see, I don't think I can take Claire Danes.
But she
with
does that
autism.
face. She does the face.
it's not Claire
where,
Danes. It's Temple Grandin.
Yeah.
That's how good she is. That's the character she's playing.
But she
Has
does the
autism.
face that's always like, I'm am I supposed to be here?
Yeah,
Right.
it's like she's
I-
got the eyes and the cheeks go, and then the lips quiver.
Have you always always not like her?
No, I liked her. I loved her in My So-Called Life. That's what I knew
Oh.
her from, and she's perfect for that. You know, the brooding. It's just like, you know, like sometimes somebody's so beautiful that like hurts. Like, you know, I can take her doing that. But then I saw her in that movie Stardust. I don't know if you all saw that. It's kind of
No,
like
I
a
didn't see
Princess
Stardust.
Bride derivative, but it was a good movie. And she just made me nuts. She was doing a British accent in that, and I didn't think she was doing it very well. So that might have just put me off. I need to give her another shot.
Give her another shot.
Yeah.
Start with Tipple Grandin, then move up to Homeland.
Okay,
Yeah.
I can do that.
She has honestly, do watch the cry face. Have you noticed her cry face?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't know how you get your muscles in your face to do that. I know there's lots of muscles in the face.
Is she
but
actually
she can
crying, or is it
control-
you're talking about the face up
I'm
to
talking
crying?
about
Needs
the
up to crying.
face,
Yeah.
not the tears part of it, but like right before it happens.
Right.
Like, it's like her.
The
She got a big mouth
cheek
to begin
quiver.
with.
She got a cheek quiver.
Cheek quiver.
That happens.
She's
And
got
it-
chin
yeah.
quibble.
Yeah,
a little
she
lip,
can get the whole.
lip tick.
Like, you know how
It's very
easily
tense.
you can take your hand and do all kinds of things with your fingers, and she can do that with her face.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, she can make it do all kinds of stuff.
Yeah,
it's really good.
I won't say mean things.
She's got a face coach.
She does, yeah. The best in the biz
coach.
usually have a face coach.
I
You
need
got
a
your
face
vocal
coach.
coaches, you got your
I wouldn't even doubt it. She's got
acting
a
coaches,
face coach.
dialect coaches. She got the face
She's
coach.
got the face coach.
Yeah, half that show too. A lot of the characters in that are like the lead guy, the redheaded guy. I don't know his name in Homeland.
He's a Londoner, I think.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's a Brit. What's his name? Damian Lewis. Yeah, he's from England or whatever. And then
Yeah.
you've got.
But you
across
wouldn't-
the
I wouldn't-
pond.
I wouldn't
You
have known
know
it.
And then the other guy, the head of the I think it's the CIA, the black dude, is from like across the pond.
Well, those damn Brits do.
They're
They
invading.
do English better than we do the British accent, and so
True
the
that.
Aussies too.
It's
They
their
can
language.
do amazing
We
English
screwed it up
accents.
first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what else? You've got in Black Sky, the movie I'm doing. There's like Richard Armitage is an English dude,
Mm-hmm.
and he's in this. And you've got the girl Alicia is from Australia. She's Max
Are they doing
Deacon, all
American
from-
accents in those?
Yes, they're
Yeah.
all doing American accents.
I love it.
So brilliant
I love
at
it.
it. Although I was watching, did you see that movie Barney's version with Paul Giamatti? It was on late last night. He's a drunk and he's looking back on his life. He's writing this story and he meets he plays a Jewish guy and he meets oh God, what's her name from Good Will Hunting? The girlfriend.
Good Will Hunting.
The girlfriend from Good Will Hunting.
Minnie Driver.
Minnie Driver, yeah,
Nice.
who I can't stand. She's playing an American, like New York Jewish girl in that movie, and she just couldn't. Her
Didn't
British
pull it off.
kept coming. It kept coming
Yeah.
through, and she was saying words all wrong. And she was trying to talk like she was from Long Island, but it wasn't working because the Brit kept like sneaking in, and it was distracting me through the whole movie. It's because I do voiceovers. I know my ear catches every
Yeah,
little thing
that
somebody
takes
else
me
might
out of
not
it
get.
too. If I'm watching something and you know that it's just
It just
they're
yeah.
It's a
messing
long
it up.
O or,
Right,
or
yeah.
a heavy ah.
Yeah, anything.
Right.
Right.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. G'day, mate.
Even
No,
the-
you can't do
I
it.
know.
Do you guys watch American Horror Story?
No.
That's a good one. It's in its second season. I'm bringing it up because of the accent thing. Not Faye Dunaway. I'm thinking of the. Oh no, it's that whole. Everyone's getting the names wrong today.
Faye Dunaway.
It's a Faye Dunaway-esque type actress.
Faye
Her. It'll come to me later. Anyway, she is. They're all doing this Boston. Jessica Lange. Thank
Oh.
you. It just came to me out of nowhere. Jessica Lange is doing, and not just her, but everyone in that cast is also doing a, I guess, Boston
Yeah.
accent, which is its own
Which can
thing.
be
Oh,
which
that's
can
a
be-
tough one.
Yeah, that's a tough
I've
one.
practiced
Yeah.
that
I
one,
have
and
too.
I do not make it. I'm more. I'll do a Kermit the Frog impression before I.
Well, you can
try to do.
if you overdo, with the wicked smart, you know that.
Well, I'm
kind
from New York, so I was living in the Bronx. I mean, I had a Bronx, New York kind of accent, and then it's hard to cross over to the Boston. People think it's an easy
Yeah.
crossover,
Boston.
but the New
It's
York,
like if they do it, they just exaggerate it way too much.
Right.
well, it's
And
higher.
they only hit it
it's-
on certain A's or
It's
O's.
higher up
Wicked
here.
in the
Yeah.
car.
Yeah, and then like New York is like down here. It's like, what? You fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
It's like way down.
I can see that's a good. If you were trying to teach someone how to do that, that's a good way of saying it. The Boston's kind of up here and New York's a little bit down here.
Yeah, but then but see,
Did
New
I get that
York,
right?
New York doesn't have the same sort of catchphrases that Boston
No.
has that really can define
Yeah.
the your speak and
Wicked
'cause-
smart.
Well, yeah, there's a wicked smart.
I like to
and-
watch Ben Affleck movies to learn my Boston accent. That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
the Town. Oh my
Yeah,
God, I've
all
seen
you do is
that
watch
movie
The
a
Town.
1,000 times.
I've watched
Isn't
it many
So
times.
good.
Yeah.
It's
Great
become
movie.
one of those movies you can't turn off.
Well, because I've always dreamed about taking an ambulance to a bank robbery.
In a nun costume.
Yeah.
I get that.
every day of the week.
I get
So
it.
both you guys, Jersey, New York, right here.
Yeah, I
do you
could tell
have
you were from
family
the East
affected
Coast.
by Sandy?
Yeah, they're all without
Yeah,
power.
I got a lot of friends.
I say New Jersey's filled with a bunch of wops. Now it truly is without power. But some of them still don't have it. Some of them just got it back. Luckily, there was no serious damage. But the Jersey Shore, where I grew up, I mean, seaside, underwater,
it's
boardwalk
ghost.
gone, rides in the water. It's
Tons of
devastating.
houses down.
Oh my God.
Queens
You have
has
family
80,
that
80,
doesn't have power?
80
I
houses.
mean,
now.
like directly, like
Yeah,
they can't?
oh yeah.
that's
Everyone I know
crazy.
lives.
Well,
in
the
New
reason why
Jersey.
they don't want to do it is because it compromised the gas lines. And when you compromise the gas
The
lines,
reason they didn't want to do what?
Turn power on in certain places, and
okay.
people
Oh,
are
you
having
mean
power
they actually
extinction.
can if they wanted to, but they're choosing
Some
not
places,
to?
In some
Yeah.
places, because the gas lines are so broken that they're still spewing out methane, and it has a potential of
explosion, yeah.
of lighting everything on fire. So it's an unfortunate situation. What's really scary is the fact that the ground is now becoming extremely hard. We're going into a winter. It's getting cooler. I mean, these are not. You typically want to fix all this stuff before you go into the winter, because the winter is going to be, chewing up at those pipes and doing
Yeah, it's
things to
really
them and
bad.
everything else. So I think they got a little bit of a longer road ahead to do it right.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because
And
clearly,
they better do it, because I think this is going to be a pattern every year. I mean, since I left New Jersey a year ago in August.
Mm-hmm.
The day I landed in LA, they had an earthquake.
Yeah.
On
Right.
Halloween last year, they had a snowstorm. They canceled Halloween. And
Right.
then this year, this. So it's like,
Well,
It's
I mean,
becoming a once a year sort of
Yeah.
crazy
Well,
weather, huh?
it was me and Dennis Quaid when a couple of years ago, we went and saved Jake Gyllenhaal's life. I don't know if you remember that.
What was that again?
That was the day
Tell me
after.
that one again.
you mean
That was
you
the
and
day
Dennis
after
Quaid's
Halloween.
abs?
Oh, okay. I forgot who was in that movie. But that is, it's New York. As far as I can recall, I've never had a hurricane in my lifetime.
In North Carolina?
No, in New York
Oh.
or New
Oh,
Jersey. I
No.
don't know. Have
Well-
you? I mean, the worst you've had is just like ice storms.
What about the
or-
tornadoes that they've all of a sudden started having?
Yes.
Yeah, when did that happen?
Yeah,
Not
that's
too long
brand
ago,
new,
right?
That's all new.
Tornadoes
Yeah.
in New Jersey.
Within
and
the
New
last
York.
5 years or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's definitely a shift in the climate.
Is
They
there,
better
is there a
be
picture
prepared.
of that somewhere that I can go look up?
I
I'd
don't
love to
think
see
it was
that.
like funnel. I don't think it
They
was
were
like
the starts. They were out on the water.
starts,
They were
really?
out on the
Oh,
water
really?
doing
Water
the spouts.
spouts.
Dude,
and-
I always wanted to see it. Ever since I was a little girl with the Wizard of Oz, I was fascinated mostly in the Wizard of Oz by that tornado in the
Yes.
background, and I wanted to see that. And
Yeah.
if I move home now, maybe I
You're
can.
gonna love Black Sky then, because I saw a little sneak peek of
Twister?
this one money shot, and they call it the money shot because looking up into the eye, like in the movie Twister.
Yeah.
You remember at the end, they're getting what's his name, Bill Paxton and Jodie. Is it Helen Hunt?
I didn't see that because I
Helen
hate
Hunt.
Helen Hunt and Bill Paxton so
Okay,
much.
well, you would like this part because they almost died. They're running from this tornado, and they lock themselves to this like secure beam or something, and a pipe or something. And they have handcuffs, and then the money shot was that they both looked up into the tornado
funnel of
and
the
saw like a
tornado.
clear
The eye.
sky at the top of it. But you never really did see that in the movie. She talked about wanting to see it, but you never really did. In this one, you're gonna get the money shot. It's gonna be
Awesome.
really
wow.
cool.
Is
If you
that
like
what
tornadoes.
it would really look like? I wonder if that's really what it would.
Well, because I mean, if you've flown, I mean, if you go through a storm, you go up there, it's all clear. It's fine.
Yeah.
The storm's down there. It's just the clouds.
But does the top of the funnel of a tornado, is it
Goes
just empty and clear? Like you can see?
I would assume
I guess
that you
maybe.
go
I feel
up.
like so much dust and debris would be flying around. It kind of would still be.
yeah, I
cloudy,
guess it
but-
depends on how wide the actual eye of
Tornado
it
cam.
is.
They need to build a tornado cam that like rides underneath the tornado, follows it, and films it.
They
from
tried
under all
that
the
in
way
Twist.
through.
They had these. Well, no, not that. That's a good idea. They need that. Get on that, Rachel.
Yeah.
Well, those storm chaser guys, that's what they do. They've
Yeah.
been able to model, using 3D, technology to
Yeah.
model the tornadoes, and I'm assuming that's probably what they've done in the CGI department for this
Yeah.
movie is
Yeah.
just to really. But I think they get a lot of those pictures from the eye of the storms. I mean, you see those shots that they get from the space station when they
Amazing.
show
Right.
you. Okay, guys, you it looks like you got a weather pattern coming out there by Bahamas
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
Looks
Plenty of time to get out.
looks pretty big.
I'm used to not tornadoes, but hurricanes.
Oh, yeah.
North
I've
Carolina.
been through a couple in Florida when I was
Yeah.
down there. They
I had
said you-
Hugo come through. It actually came inland far enough to do damage in Hickory, which is almost at the bottom of the mountains. You know? So
Wow.
that hardly ever
Yeah.
got hit by a hurricane. And so Hugo, Fran, I was living in Raleigh, and Fran hit, and I was in a 3rd-story apartment, and the people below us in the first floor, they came up to stay with us because their whole place was just flooded. I looked out my window, and in our parking lot, it was a river. I mean, cars were just going bye-bye.
And that was is that from the rain of the hurricane, or was there a body of water nearby?
There
that
was
flooded?
a little creek. Not
creek.
far away, and that just turned into a river.
That's
because of the amount of
incredible.
water that came with the
That's so
hurricane.
scary.
Yeah, and then the wind. I mean, you see all these idiots going out and just testing it, seeing what it's
Yeah.
like. I had to. So back then I was younger, and I had to go out.
Yeah.
It hurt. I mean, it was like
yeah. Sure.
someone throwing a drop of water at you like 500 miles an hour.
Yeah,
It doesn't
man.
feel
Not a
good.
fun. Yeah, not a fun. I also like the flooding when people try to test flooding. Like, you know what I mean? When
Let
they're
me
just like,
see.
oh, let me test fast moving water and see how
Yeah, let me
effective
see if it sweeps me away. I don't think it will.
I have a house up in Northern California. It's a family house, and there was like, back in the day, it was always the one flood
Yeah.
that people talked about. Well, since I've been alive, we've had like 3, and it's like unheard of. But we're right off this river called the Russian River, and we're at 42-foot level where it impacts us. Everybody around us has put their house on stilts.
Wow.
While my house is still the one thing that's just on the ground, and
Really?
everybody's like, "When are you gonna make
What
the
are you
move?"
gonna do? You're gonna build a seawall?
Well, basically, the way that it is there's no sheetrock in the house, so it doesn't get moldy or anything else. It's just plywood,
Right.
But it's painted and looks nice and presentable. But it's cold in the winter, and it just basically just breathes right through. So when the water comes in, it just goes in, goes out, and then we just play cleanup on the walls. You know what I mean? It starts-
And it comes into not just the basement, but like the first
No, there's no
level of the
basement. It's
house?
just one level, and it
Oh.
just basically comes in. But it's the floodings. There's all sorts of. I was in the earthquake in Northern California in 1989 when the earthquake happened.
How long did that one last?
It felt like minutes,
Right,
But
because most of them, for people who are listening, don't know. I mean, I never knew about earthquakes, so I moved here.
yeah,
And so most of the time, you get like a 3 or a 2 or a 4.
Right.
And they last maybe 2 seconds, 3 seconds, and it's over. But that one, right?
that was
the
jerky,
big one.
jerky, man.
That
it
one
was
all over the map.
I was dating a girl.
Was
who
that up or down or sideways or
It
both?
was up and down and sideways, and just it was a hurtful one. I mean, you actually had to brace yourself, and you were
Oh my
feeling
God, I
like
would
you were.
shit my
Yeah.
fucking pants, literally.
Yeah.
Well, the girl I
I
was
think a lot of people probably did that day.
Yeah.
the girl that I was seeing at the time, her mom was the woman that went in the car down the thing.
Oh,
What?
my
Yeah, I was seeing this girl
God.
for a very short
Was it on the
amount of time.
freeway or something?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
the freeway collapsed.
no, it was on the Bay Bridge,
I
and she
would
was
die.
that car that went down. Made some money from that, but
she didn't
not,
die?
No, she didn't die, but it permanently hurt her.
Yeah.
And I was just like, when you compare the payouts today to back then, it was just not enough to sustain life. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Hang on.
Yeah.
This is okay. So the bridge,
Yeah.
half of it goes away.
Well, the
Is that
top
right?
portion of the
It's a
bridge.
double-decker-
Yeah, it's a
Fell onto
double-decker
a
bridge. The
bottom.
top portion fell down. And
So
then,
she didn't go into the water.
No,
she went
just
down a level.
Right, and then
Gotcha.
crashed into the bottom portion
Right.
like that, and just totally.
And
messed
that's an
up the
image
whole-
they showed on the news.
Right, that car driving off of it.
Okay. In my mind, she went off the bridge into the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So natural disasters, baby, they're fun to live through and to
There's
tell your
been
stories.
several earthquakes since I've moved here, and I haven't felt a single one. One, I was doing a podcast downtown late one night. It was from 10 to midnight, not like the movie 10 to Midnight with Charles Bronson. You know that? I love that movie.
sweet movie. Yeah.
Anyway, so I was cutting some promo stuff for them. It was almost over, and all of a sudden the engineer comes running into the room, and he takes off his headphones. He's like, "Did you guys feel that? Did you feel that?" I'm like, "No, what?" And they're just like, "Oh, an earthquake." I'm like, "But I'm sitting right here next to you. How did I not feel it? Like,
Yeah.
what does earthquake bounce off fat? Like, I don't even understand. Like, how is it They all felt it, everybody but me.
Yeah.
And it was I just don't. It actually scared me. I'm like,
Right.
what's wrong with me that I couldn't feel the earthquake?
You're earthquake.
I'm absorbing it.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
I've been in situations like that where my wife felt it and I didn't. And I was like, I was asleep. We were both asleep.
could sleep through
and
it.
she woke up. She goes, earthquake, earthquake. Like that. And I go, and I had just switched sides, you know. So I go, honey, no, it's just me. I just moved. And she goes, no. And then it was over. And I never felt it at all.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's not just
could,
you.
I could sleep through up to like a 6 plus.
You know what number you
Yeah.
can. What's your sleep number?
Yeah, it's about a 6 plus, and I could totally sleep through it. We're bound to get an 8. coming
it.
soon.
Everyone
I
keeps
mean,
saying that
yeah,
we're due.
We're bound to get
But
an
isn't
8.
it like my little hopeful, optimistic theory is that since we've had all these small ones, it's relieving pressure, and which is prolonging the big
Is
one.
there any scientific logic to that?
I've
or you
heard
just-
someone else say that. I didn't just think of it. I heard it somewhere else. I don't remember where it was.
Well, it's moisture.
Does
really.
that make any
You know,
sense?
it's the plates and you know, we have such extreme heat, extreme moisture. So you know, it's the combination of those two things that really drive how the Earth talks.
I
you know?
remember the very first one I felt. I was at a restaurant with my ex-fiance, and we were sitting at this booth, and I remember the people
in the
beh-
restaurant. Like,
Yes.
ding, ding, ding. Okay, yeah, that's fine.
And I remember, oh God, I know, and it was an Italian restaurant where all the bottles were everywhere.
Yeah.
And I just remember sitting there, and there was a couple of kids, like teenagers behind us in this other booth, and they were being loud the whole time. And they would like do random things, and they would like move a chair, and it would shake our booth a little bit. And so all of a sudden, booth shaking again. And now I've had enough, and I stand up to go, hey, do you mind? And I notice as I'm doing that, everyone else is getting under the table.
Oh.
And I go, oh, it's one of those. Oh, okay, as you were. And then I got under the table, and then it was over. You know?
Yeah.
So I've never had like the big one.
Well, you know what's really fun? Sky rises. You know, skyscrapers.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the
th-
actual sway.
Yeah,
right?
where they move and stuff.
That would scare me to death.
I was in a
I had a dream
little
about
light
that.
ones
That's
in-
the scariest thing ever.
in San Francisco. And
You went in a-
Yeah, I was in one in San Francisco. Light earthquake. Probably registered maybe a 3+ or something, 4. But you're like on an amusement park ride where
I
you
would
can feel
die.
it. It's
I
a
would
slow
die.
boat, like just, and you can see the other buildings, so you know you're moving because you're watching the build. You're like, let me take that mark with the building, right? Oh yeah, we're moving. We're definitely changing our
That's
perspective.
insane. And they build those buildings to
do
that.
that. Yeah.
To
Otherwise,
do
they
that.
would crack and
yeah,
fall.
they'd
Right.
crack.
It's funny that's the safety part of it. Is
Yeah,
that it actually
the higher
sways.
up that you get, the more
more-
scarier it is.
That's
Because
insane.
yeah, there's more give up there.
Yeah.
My first experience with an
Like a little
earthquake
noodle.
was watching Superman 1978.
Yeah.
Like
that's awesome.
remember when you could see like
Lois
you
Lane.
could see that like Margot Kidder was looking in the rear view of the car. I was like, give a little bit,
Yeah.
give a little bit.
Yellow Dodge.
And she
Yeah.
pulls up to get gas, and she's like, come on, where are these people? With her smoker's voice.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like things start cracking. She looks in the rearview mirror, and the whole earth is like cracking away behind her.
Yes.
Dude, that scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
New
In
Jersey.
my
there's
mind,
no,
that's what an
in my
earthquake-
mind,
all of them
that's
were
what-
like.
And then
Yeah.
they show from space. They show the earth cracking, and when I thought that was the San Andreas fault. Like
Yeah.
in my kid mind, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, there's the San Andreas fault. It's this big thing that's like cracking.
Yeah.
And so I have this premonition that like when an earthquake hits, I'm gonna be in my car, and it's
Yeah.
gonna happen. My car's gonna fall into the earth. Gravel's gonna come in. I'm not gonna be able to breathe.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
what
Superman's
exactly.
gonna come save
Yeah,
me.
what
And
if
then
the
Superman's going to show up
what if the
Christopher
Santa,
and spin around backwards to
Yeah,
make
he's
time
gonna
go
reverse.
backwards.
You must not interfere with human history.
It was abomination or whatever.
Yeah.
what if the San Andreas fault actually went after people?
Yeah.
Killer
it was a
fault.
thing.
Yeah, you know, it's just like
Yeah, like
swallows
in
you-
Jaws,
Yeah.
like the shark comes back with a
Right.
vengeance for Roy Scheider. The San Andreas fault is
Like,
after you
don't
You have
personally.
to be careful when you're hanging out around it. You never know. One day you're
Earthquake
having
is
a basketball
falling.
game.
Miramax Pictures.
Don't look
presents.
now.
Targeting like the targeted earthquake.
It's like release the Kraken for real.
Yeah.
It's the Kraken coming at you.
Exactly. Don't piss
Smile,
off.
you son of a bitch.
It's gonna be somebody else's fault.
Well, I think that's
not
a
your
good place to stop right there. We
Yeah.
can talk about earthquakes all day. We've been going for almost an hour now. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening again. Heffron will be uploading other episodes, bonus features while he's in Canada doing his tour. I can't talk. And go to our website, heffronandreap.com. Mike, you designed the thing. It's
Yeah.
awesome. You know, we got all of our episodes up there. We got little
Yeah.
pictures. And
Stay tuned for the Heffron and Reap Independent Christmas gift list.
That's right.
Yeah, we're going to be putting that together so that you can find out what's on their minds.
And if you're, speaking of Christmas, if you're looking to shop online, go to heffronandreap.com first. Click on our Amazon tab. That'll take you to Amazon, like you were going to go to anyway. Buy what you want, and we get a little something. Doesn't cost you anything, but we get a little something. We get to keep the lights on, and that's a great way to support the show and keep us keeping on reaping, none happening on.
Yeah,
Trying to
exactly.
make that rhyme, it never
Keeping
works.
Reaping Dream alive.
That's right. So thanks again, everybody. We'll talk to you next time. Bicycle.
Bye, y'all.
Go to heffronandreap.com for tour dates and great links. Hey, did you get that? It's heffronandreap.com. Go there now.